Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. Gonna shoot a video right quick. Woke up today feeling pretty good, so gonna might make a few videos today. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, if you missed my last video, it was the Black Friday Vinegar Syndrome box I got, and unfortunately, I haven't even scratched the surface on watching a lot of those films yet. But I'll get to it. But yeah, that was a nice box I got there. So guys, if you missed that, please feel free to go back and check that out. Got a couple things in here. Got a few Christmas gifts, and I went to FYE and grabbed a few titles. Yeah, they're down there. So I'll go over those really quick. First up, my wife bought me a couple of these. Here we go. First up is a Graveyard Shift from Scream Factory. That's an awesome release. I will say that the film looks great, sounds great, and they did put some love into the features there. I'll show you guys the back of that. Hopefully you can pick up the special features on the back of that. They definitely did get some talent to come in and do some interviews, and I believe it's the interview with Stephen Mocht. I watched that one and really dug the hell out of that, and that's a great film. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that movie, and I think I got a couple different DVD releases of that thing and everything, but if you're interested in that, guys, check that out. It's a good, solid release. Next one up is You'll Like My Mother. I've never seen this film. Don't know shit about it. And I know that light I have on right there has probably got a horrible glare on that, so sorry. But it's a film from 1972, 92 minutes long. I believe this has been out for years now through Scream Factory. I think this has probably been out since like 2015, 2016, something like that. So a little bit of artwork behind the disc there. You have to check that out sooner or later. Next one up, this is from Mill Creek. This is When a Stranger Calls. Unfortunately, I've never seen this movie before. I know I've heard a lot of good things about it. I think this was one of the films that was on the 50 of the best films you've never seen. I've watched that. I don't know if you want to call that a documentary or a compilation, whatever, but I've watched that numerous times. And there's a couple of films on there I hadn't seen. I actually checked them out and really liked them. But here you go, guys. Kind of gives you that little retro VHS slipcover right there. Which I don't mind. Those look pretty alright. I am a little skeptical of Mill Creek stuff, though. I can tell you that I bought a lot of shit that was Mill Creek before, and especially like some of their older DVDs. It looks like they just literally took VHS and just transferred it over to DVD. I've even seen them cram movies, like 5 or 6 movies on one DVD disc before, just compress the hell out of it and look like shit. So I'm always a little skeptical when it comes to Mill Creek stuff. But I'll definitely check them out. I'm not sure if I own any Mill Creek Blu-rays, but I know I've got a fucking ton of DVDs of them, which I can't say a whole lot of good shit about. So hopefully they do a good job on their Blu-rays. But definitely check that out. I went to FYE. This was a couple weeks back, probably about 2 weeks ago. And long story short, they're a little far away from me. It's a hell of a drive. It's about an hour and a half just for me to get over there. And so I only get over there like a couple times a year. When I go over there, I just go through the whole fucking store, end caps, new releases, the used racks, the entire thing. I just dig through everything. And I will say they had a good amount of Scream Factory shit, but of course I had most of it. So I was able to dig out 2 titles that I didn't have. So I was like, fuck it, it's a score for me. At least I'm not walking out empty-handed. But here's the 2 Blu-rays I bought from FYE. Both of them are Scream Factory releases. These are the 1970s horror films. Scars of Dracula, and Horror of Frankenstein. I have seen Scars of Dracula before, have not seen Horror of Frankenstein. There's fucking 10,000 movies that starts off with the horror of from Hammer. But I dig the hell out of Hammer stuff. I love it. Both of these look like they I'll show you the backs of them. They did 2 different ratios, so you got your selection right there, whichever presentation you want to view the film in, which that's a fucking plus because they didn't really have to do that. So I give Scream Factory a salute for that. But yeah, both films are from 1970, both of them 95 minutes long, so at least I was able to get those. didn't walk out empty-handed. And I think I got these for a few dollars cheaper than what Screen Factory charges on the site, so fucking win-win in my book. So, yep, there's that one. I'll show you the other one right quick. There's the inside of Horror Frankenstein. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so got both of those. Like I said, at least it was. I actually got to find something in there because, like I said, they had a lot of Screen Factory stuff in there. I was finding a ton of different collector's editions. Like I was finding some of the earlier ones that didn't have slips on them, and then I was finding stuff like Urban Legend, The Strangers, Valentine, and all that stuff. And I was surprised to still see them sitting in the store with the slip covers on. So we all know how that slipcover game goes. But yeah, guys, that's a few of the pickups I got right there. I did get well, if I get all my shit together, got a few things from a horror pack for December. It's a movie called Z right there. I think I saw a trailer for this not too long ago. I think this was released just like last year, maybe the year before. It's put out by Raven Banner Releasing. I know Horror Pack put their little stamp on the back of it right there. So I'm sure they collaborated to put that release in there. Another one up is Mother Krampus. I don't know nothing about this film. Is it released by Cinedom? Yeah. And their limited edition for December, which is number 54. It's hard to believe that's been 54 months already of limited edition Blu-rays every month. But that is A Cadaver Christmas. Sorry, guys. Hopefully that glare ain't fucking with it too bad. Yeah. Like I said, guys, that's number 54 on that. Yeah. Got all 1 through 54. And plus, like I said, they, for some reason, there's a couple different, for any of you guys who are Horror Pack subscribers, they have their limited edition line, which is we're up to number 54 now with A Cadaver Christmas. And then they have a few that they released that's not part of the limited edition line, but they are still limited editions of them because they only limit so many that they put out. But these were, like I said, that Z has the Horror Pack stamp on the back of it. Just like this one right here, which was a signed copy of Dolly, what was that, Dolly Deadly? Still haven't watched this fucking movie yet. Heard it's shit, but it's got the Horror Pack stamp on the back of it right there. And here's another one, Don't Look in the Basement 2. It's got their Horror Pack stamp on the back of it. Like I said, these are not limited editions. They just, I guess they had to go through the distributor and make a deal where they could put their stamp on it as well. I don't know the whole fucking story behind that, but I do, though. I dig the hell out of Horror Pack stuff. I've seen them do deals with, they did a deal with Vinegar Syndrome to put out Jack Frost as a limited edition from Horror Pack. Got that one. They went through Grindhouse Releasing to do Pieces and Cannibal Holocaust. And Scream Team Releasing, which has a few of them, which I have the barn sitting right here. This was from Horror Pack October 2020. And they have released a few of Scream Team Releasing's titles right there through Horror Pack. So I know they make deals with a couple people. I remember a few years back, they was actually putting in a few different Screen Factory titles in their boxes every once in a while, like once a year, once every 6 months, something like that. But I think Misery might have been one of the collector's editions they put in there. Sorry, guys. And there's a few other ones too. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, guys, I think that's about. I think that might be about it. I do have some stuff coming in from Diabolic DVD. Made a pretty big order with them when they came back online right after Christmas. That order was about a week and a half ago, something like that, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I got a couple things coming in from Screen Factory. Got the Prince of Darkness 4K UHD release with poster and vinyl. I got the whole big bundle for that, and plus the They Live bundle, which was fucking expensive. But I got that with the poster, the 4K, the NECA. I was trying to think, was there anything else with that? I can't fucking remember. That bitch was a little expensive. I think after tax and everything, it was like $103. I can't do that all the time. me and Cody, I was telling Cody yesterday, like, I'm not going to be one of these people that's going to go out and rebuy everything on fucking 4K. I've already spent a ton of money just getting the Blu-rays and stuff, and I'm not about to go back and rebuy everything in 4K. I know one of the biggest things whenever all that shit kind of popped off is I remember Blue Underground had just released their sets for like Zombie, Maniac, The New York Ripper, Two Evil Eyes, and House by the Cemetery. And a lot of us were just getting those. Like, we were making sure we had all of them, and then buying like the latest ones, like Two Evil Eyes and House by the Cemetery. Then Blue Underground's like, hey, like, we're gonna release all these releases in fucking 4K, and everybody was like, man, we just bought all this shit, man. Now you're releasing it in 4K. Like, fuck, this is gonna be some double dip kind of shit. For some people, it's like triple dipping on that shit. But yeah, I think Synops said, I don't know. I think they had some space in between Suspiria though for that 4K scan, that anniversary edition, and all that. Which I wouldn't mind checking out the 4K UHD disc of that. As long as I can get it for a good price. I just don't want to fucking pay $35-$40 for a 4K film that I've already got sitting over there on the shelf from the same company that I've already done purchased. Which is exactly what I've done with Scream Factory. This is Scream Factory's, this is Prince of Darkness and They Live is Scream Factory's first attempt at that 4K UHD. So it's nice to see that these boutique labels can compete in that market with major production studios. Hopefully they put a lot of love into it. They make it where you're just not double dipping or you're spending extra money just for something that you really can't tell had a really good upgrade or not. So hopefully that works out. I will say, when it came to, since it was the fact that it was John Carpenter, that's what kind of sold me on it. And plus the bundles, you know, especially with that exclusive 7-inch vinyl, the NECA figure for They Live. I mean, those were just like, man, like, I really want to fucking have those. The posters are the actual theatrical art and not just the commissioned art. So that shit'll be nice to have and everything. But yeah, I won't be able to keep doing that in the future. I'm sure, especially with the John Carpenter films, I can almost safely bet the Scream Factory will, they'll probably go through, just like they did with the Steelbooks a few years ago. They went back and they released like 5 or 6 different John Carpenter films again in the Steelbook format. Guarantee they'll do that with the 4K UHD releases as well. But they're releasing these two, so I'm assuming they're probably looking at their pre-orders, their sales figures, just to see if that's going to be something that's a lot of the fans are going to buy, and it's going to make them some money, because that's pretty much going to dictate everything. But I guess we'll see how that works. But it seems like Scream Factory was a little late to the 4K game, and I believe, well, Criterion, of course, I don't think they've released one yet, because I keep seeing a lot of their collectors saying, like, damn, like, it seems like every boutique label's got a fucking 4K UHD release, and Criterion, which is like, you know, like one of the fucking best labels, especially for restorations, doesn't even have a fucking 4K UHD release yet. I could be wrong on that. They could have just recently released one or announced one. I just missed it. But yeah, I remember when Blue Underground fucking did that shit. And there was even a lot of YouTubers that I watch. A lot of YouTubers like, man, like, fuck this. I'm not rebuying all these again, just to have them in 4K UHD. And then it'd be like a few months later, you'd see all these YouTubers being like, well, yeah, like, I'll fucking grab this. And it's like, oh, I thought you weren't going to buy that shit. So, it is what it is. I don't blame nobody for shit. You can get it for a good price and you're comfortable with it, get it, man. Fuck. But, you know, Arrow Videos released, they've released quite a few 4K UHD, even the limited edition sets. What was that? Flash Gordon, Tremors, David Cronenberg's Crash. Yeah, there's a couple others. I just can't think of them right off the top of my fucking head. I haven't even got one yet, though. I got a couple coming in the mail here in a little bit from Diabolic, but I don't even have none of the 4K UHD releases yet from Arrow Video. Vinegar Syndrome's released a few. I know they've had, what is that, Rad, Tammy and the T-Rex, Deadly Games. What else have they released 4K? There's 3 of them right off the top of my head I can think of. There's probably another one, I'm just not thinking of it right yet. Synops has done Suspiria in 4K. Yeah, it was bizarre to see Blue Underground pump out this 4K UHD disc literally right after those 3 disc sets came out for Zombie, Maniac, and all that. But I've heard great things about those fucking 4K UHD releases, though. I know a lot of people said that. I think what was it like? Maniac has never looked as good as it ever has before, and I was like, well, damn, like that 3 disc set they released looks fucking hell of a lot better than the fucking DVD I had. So, but yeah, those sets wasn't cheap neither. Those 3 disc sets were like what, $35-$40. And then we were all grabbing them up, and Blue Underground like makes a post on Facebook. It's like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and re-release this, but it's gonna be in 4K UHD. And everybody was like, man, like I ain't fucking buying that again, man. I was trying to think. I don't think Vestron. I don't know about Eureka. I don't know if they've made a 4K UHD release yet. I know Grindhouse Releasing hasn't. Like I said, it's kind of weird to see that Criterion hasn't put one out yet, even though we've seen Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, Scream, Synops, Blue Underground, seen all these labels putting out a few 4K UHD. Even Kino. I think Kino's first attempt at 4K UHD was what, Hannibal? I think it was Cliff McMillan, and Cliff McMillan was on from Scream Factory was on a podcast saying that Kino wasn't really happy with the numbers of sales for Hannibal, but it must have been pretty alright, because I think they're doing what, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly on 4K UHD now, which I wouldn't fucking mind grabbing. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. I do have the Kino release over there, the standard edition release over there of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Fuck, man, I love some old Eastwood movies, man. That's my jams. I love them. Not only just fucking dude who loves horror, but I love shit like that too. Westerns is that's my market. Yeah, for some reason I was just thinking like, what the hell? Like, don't I have an Arrow Video 4K UHD release? And I really don't. I got Tremors on the way. David Cronenberg's Crash. Bought another copy of that Dawn of the Dead. Second Sight. Second Sight's another one who's got a 4K UHD. I bought that's the Blu-ray set right over there. I don't know if you can, yeah, it's barely on the edge over there. I bought the 4K UHD release of Dawn of the Dead from Second Sight. Got that from Diabolic DVD. Crash, Tremors. Yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, it's cool to see these boutique labels able to compete with these 4K UHD releases, but if it comes down to it where I finally go grab, like, let's say like an Arrow Video limited edition set, and they no longer have the 4K UHD limited edition, but they still have the Blu-ray sets, I'm fucking fine with the Blu-ray sets. I'm not that picky of a person and all that shit. I'm completely fine with those Blu-ray sets. They look... I've never really popped in one that just made me go, what the hell, man? They did a horrible job on the restoration or sound or whatever, so I'm completely fine with those. But, yeah, I am excited to get them and check them out. Maybe see what all the hype's about. I finally did get a 4K UHD player for Christmas. I had a fucking stack right there. Got a stack of 4K titles. I've just been buying out in the wild, like the Best Buy exclusive steelbooks for their releases. Some of the horror titles that were re-released in 4K and all that stuff. And I watched a few of them. Some of them look great. There's a big difference in it. I can tell it. It looks great. The colors pop a little bit more. And that's all good. But there's some of them I popped in there where I just really couldn't tell the fucking difference, to be honest with you. It's like, I can't really tell if this is fucking 4K, or I can't tell the difference between this 4K disc to the Blu-ray disc that's in the set with it. So maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I kind of figured when that format was rolling out and everybody was getting hyped on it, I was just like, yeah, let's see. I'm all for checking out the new format and seeing where the future of physical media goes. But I don't know, with people barely, from what we've heard throughout the years, with people like the steady decline of people who actually collect and purchase physical media. We see that in Best Buys. They're constantly, and Walmart's, they're constantly crunching down the physical media section. It just gets smaller and smaller every few months or so, it seems like. And for people, instead to buy a cheaper DVD or a Blu-ray, they're going to pay even more money for a 4K UHD disc. There's only so many people who's really going to do that, who collect physical media. Most of the people who stream stuff and shit like that, they're not going to care about none of that shit. So, But hopefully they do. Hopefully they do sell them well, so they can keep putting out new shit. But I've watched a few YouTubers as well though. I think it's like what Films at Home. I always watch his videos, and some of the shit like Disney has put out, like this big major company, for them to put out these 4K discs and just have so many problems with them. Like there's no big difference in between the video from the 4K disc to the Blu-ray. That's shit too, because those Disney 4K releases are fucking expensive. You're looking at like $35-$40 a pop for some of those, especially if it's like a Best Buy exclusive steelbook to come with it. Those bitches are expensive, so be grabbing those things up, and they'd be shitty releases. Fuck that. I wouldn't want to have to fucking buy those and then figure that out the hard way. But like I said, I did have a few in that stack though that I was popping in the 4K player in there, and I was just like, I'll put the Blu-ray in right back behind it just to see if my eyes can tell the difference. And a lot of them didn't, but there was a few of them that did though. I can say that. I think Color Out of Space. I was watching the 4K disc of that, and then I went to go put in the fucking Blu-ray just to kind of get a feel for the difference in it. And there's a big difference in that. So was Overlord. Those are two big ones. And the Jaws 4K disc too looked really good. One thing I liked about that shit too is they left the grain intact. A lot of these major production studios are trying to take all the grain and try to remove it. So I don't like none of that shit, because that's just taking the originality from it. They're just almost corrupting it. And that's my personal opinion anyway. I do like it whenever they clean up, taking like, scratches, debris, trash, and whatever else off the film. They clean it up to the best of its nature and present it in its originality as much as they can. But whenever they start fucking with the grain, or they start changing fucking colors on shit, I saw I think it was one of the films that was it Films at Home. Might have been another YouTube reviewer looking at the Lord of the Rings 4K disc. I'm very excited about getting those. But he actually showed where they actually, when they went to go clean it up so much, they actually were like removing shit out of frames compared to the Blu-ray releases. And I was like, what the fuck? So, yeah, those sets ain't cheap neither. I think those things were like $90 a pop for the Lord of the Rings 4K UHD trilogy and the Hobbit trilogy. But from what I've seen, like, there was definitely a couple concerns in there. But, boy, am I checking them out for myself, though. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. 22 minutes. I'm just sitting here rambling on. Probably, showed 5 or 6 fucking things. Wasting everybody's time. Guys, thanks for clicking on the video. Probably going to pull some things off the shelf here and do a couple more videos today. See how that goes. Feel pretty good today, so I'll try to crunch that out, guys. I will say I'm sorry about not being able to upload videos like I used to. I know when I got started last year, I was just fucking popping those videos out left and right, going crazy with it, having a lot of fun. Still have fun doing everything. It's just shit, whether it's work, life, or whatever. It's plus I have some family, medical stuff kind of going on too, so that kind of limited a lot of things right off the rip. So, but yeah, guys, I have to apologize for that though, because now I know it probably seems like to especially a lot of my subscribers, they're probably just like, well, he's not even making a video unless he gets like a new box set and shit. Like he was covering like, his whole Scream Factory collection, his Arrow video collection and shit like that. But have to kind of get back in the gist of all that stuff and pop some more videos out a little bit more frequently instead of just sitting here just only whenever I get a new box of shit in. Because to me that always kind of seems like it's just like, well, you're only going to do a video whenever you get a new box of shit in. It's kind of like you're just bragging to everybody what you just spent fucking money on. But usually I kind of like to do where I'm just, even like the Vinegar Syndrome stuff, where I'm just like, hey, like they're having a sale, jump on there, try to participate in it. This is what they have. You can get this for a really good price, or this is only available in this many units. Try to be a little bit more forthcoming about shit like that. Other than just being like, look at all this fucking shit I just spent ridiculous money on. Which we're all guilty of. Anyway, guys, I hope everybody's doing good. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, all that bullshit. But most importantly, hit me up in the comments section. Guys, I will say, for any of you guys who have commented on my recent videos here recently, no, I've been kind of lacking on the responding to the comments and everything. But I do let you know that I have read your comment and everything and all that good stuff. It's just it's been some challenging times. So, but my attention's kind of been deterred somewhere else. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. And as always, stay safe and be careful.